better. We need to go back in time to the Revolutionary War in 1783.
This war was fought between the newly settled American colonists and the Redcoats of Britain.
Fire!
America's purpose for this war was to gain recognition from Britain that they were an independent country. This idea of being recognized by Britain is used by the Confederacy and Jefferson Davis during the Civil War. The Confederates told Britain of their secession from the Union, and they believed that if Britain recognized them as a country, they would gain military support and weapons to help them in the Civil War. When the Union found out about these negotiations between the Confederacy and Britain's Lord Russell, they were not happy.
We cannot let this lead to war with Great Britain, but we can't allow the Confederacy to be recognized either.
Despite the disapproval of the Union, Confederates continued to send diplomats to Britain, especially after the First Battle of Bull Run, which the Confederates won. The now stronger Confederacy, which just gained Maryland, Missouri, and Kentucky, chose John Slidell and James Murray Mason to go to Britain to emphasize their new, stronger position. Mason and Slidell left South Carolina for Cuba, where they would meet a British mail ship and hitch a ride to Britain. Meanwhile, the Union believed that Mason and Slidell were already on their way to Britain, so they took a boat to Southampton Harbor in an attempt to stop them. When they found out Mason and Slidell's real whereabouts, they sent Captain Charles Wilkes to Cuba to stop them. Soon, Mason and Slidell were passing through the Bahama Channel on their way to Britain, but Charles Wilkes was waiting for them in the San Jacinto.
I'm Charles Wilkes, and I've been sent here by the Union to capture you two, Mason and Slidell, and to take over your ship.
Wilkes then took over the USS Trent and took Mason and Slidell to the Fort Warren prison, a prison for Confederates. Lincoln later let them out because he wanted to please the British.
Mason and Slidell, I have come to free you from this godforsaken prison cell.
Since the Confederacy didn't make it back to Britain, Queen Victoria implemented her proclamation of neutrality, and the war continued on without interference of the British. The Trent Affair is significant because it shows that there was a high-risk confrontation between America and Britain at the time of the Civil War, and that the outcome of the war could have been different if Mason and Slidell would have made it to Britain.